Welcome to Virtual Field Trips with Technology. Hi, everybody. I'm Meg Ormiston. I am an educator, and I loved making this presentation. Feel free to follow me on Twitter for brand new ideas, and there's my email if I can help you with any questions, anything at all. And don't forget, along with this module, you have your resource packet that has every link in there, so you don't have to worry about writing everything down. It's there, and you can stop and start this at any time as you're exploring. Well, I know to follow great people like Bill Federer. He's awesome. And this is his blog post. And I thought it was great. I love it. He's so honest. I had the full admission. I never thought this experiment would work. And now he's finally convinced that virtual reality works in schools. And this is where my exploration started. I've heard about Google Cardboard, I'd heard about Google Expeditions, but making this module for you gave me an opportunity to dig a little deeper. Well, this is going to be a little Google heavy for the beginning part, but well worth your time. So here we go. What is it? You have all the links in your handout, and what Google Cardboard is exactly what you're seeing right there. It is basically a cardboard box that you slide a device into, and then you can go on virtual field trips anywhere that school buses can't take you. This video is amazing. These kids are so excited. So take the time after you watch me create this, go watch the video. It'll make your day. So what is it? It's a pioneer program right now, basically what we call in schools a pilot project. And the expedition team is going out to schools. You can sign up and they will bring the virtual experience to your school. One of my schools that I work with did it, and it was such an exciting day. They came up for the entire day. It was a K through 8 school, and they had different programs for different grade levels. It's amazing. So if you get a chance, again, the link is there. Sign up and see if you win the opportunity. And what is it? This is called Google Cardboard. I knew about maybe about a year ago, so it hasn't been out that long, but you see it right there. And here's another example. We can jazz it up, and you can buy these online, or you can you get it, you fold it, and you look inside to enter the world of cardboard, which sounds really weird, but it's a virtual reality experience, and you can build it, you can buy it, and and there's all different apps. What a great project for students to create. Now, once you get the cardboard, then you play immersive games, you fly through space, there's more, and they keep adding apps. So they keep building on this. So it's not going to go away. It's just going to get better, which is great. All right, so there's the basic one for $15. You want your I haven't seen the Google Tech C1 glass yet, but I thought that was kind of cool. And then because I'm old, I liked the ViewMaster myself, but I'm not sure if we're going to go for a $30 device. $15 cardboard, that I've seen in action, and that I know works. But you're more adventurous than that. Maybe you want to get the kit and build it yourself. I loved it. You download the instructions. Everything you need is right there. And then, as you can see, you slide in an iPhone. Once you build it, you slide that in. And here's everything that you need to create your Google Cardboard. So download the instructions and then have a club after school, have students, something, explore. It's not very expensive, but most teachers I've worked with decide for the $15 one and go from there. But you can build it yourself. So I just wanted to let you know that that was an option. All right, then as soon as you have your cardboard built, you have to go and pick up the app. It works on Android phones and it works on iPhones. And so I know that not all of you have students with iPhones or Android phones. This might have to be a beg, borrow, small group, station kind of thing. Build around the devices that you have access to. And so it would be great if everybody had one in their pocket. We know that that's not a reality. But you can, once you have your viewer built, you get the app, and then it is amazing how they continue to add all different experiences. So directions for both. On your phone, your viewer, open it up, switch back to your viewer, and it's really quite easy. And then you follow the prompts to scan the QR code. So I do believe they tell you that you have to have a QR viewer before you can go ahead and use Cardboard. So just you might want to set that up ahead of time. Now, this is just the three big categories that that Google has organized for you for the expeditions. So you want to go look at art, you want historical moments, world wonders. Now, once from there, let's drill in a little bit. So think of those as your three broad categories at this moment in time. I am sure they're going to grow. So I went into the art project. I thought we'd go look around at the art project. So here we go. How cool it is here. I'm in the States, I'm in Illinois, and I can go to a museum in Brazil, or I can go to New York City, or go back to Brazil to a different museum. So there's all different ones. And let me see. So let's pick the top one, kind of look across like a film strip. Oh, now I'm really dating myself. Look across. Those are some of the images that you're going to see on your virtual field trip, but there's 115 more. How exciting! We can bring more technology into our art classrooms, or let's say that you're reading a book and you want to make a connection to some art. Here's an opportunity to do that. Then I jumped over to the historical moments, and I'm like, wow, there's so much here to why reinvent the wheel? As teachers, we don't have time to do that. Let's tap into this, use this very simple technology, and let students interact with different expeditions. Now, the World Wonders, this was interesting to me because it ties in the geography as well as the different locations around the world. We can't get on a bus and go to some of these locations. And how exciting to bring the world into your classroom. To me, that's what a virtual field trip is, when we can bring the world to our students. And I can't wait to play with this more. So here we are, World Wonders. Look at this, Palace of Versailles in France. Look at that, 122 more images. What a great thing. Then we go to South Africa and we have 154 more images. So this is going to do nothing but continue to grow. And I'm so excited to share this with you. Look at this. So I wanted to go to the palace and take a good look around. Look on the left. This was key for me to figure out where I was. That's the floor plan. And so as you got the cardboard on, and as you turn your head, it's like you're looking around the room. If that makes any sense, this is almost one of those things you have to play with to make sense. And when you go back, when you're done with this module, make sure you go to the resource collection and you watch that initial video with the students, because it'll make more sense for you. All right, they tap into different resources like the Library of Congress. The Library of Congress has done some really great things about making collections of primary source documents around different topics. And so Google has partnered with the Library of Congress, I believe that's how the relationship is, to go ahead and access some of those primary source documents. We talk a lot about bringing primary source documents into classrooms, but it's hard work to go out and curate all those. Well, Library of Congress has done it for us, which is really exciting. The digital collections. Now, what they did is the Library of Congress brought in the educators, summers and summers, to build these collections. So what's great about the collection, let's just look at the middle one, the Abraham Lincoln papers. I live in Illinois. I could go to the Lincoln Library, but you might not be able to do that. So here we have all the primary sources all organized for you. Now, this is outside of Google Cardboard right now. So just so you know, these are, I hate to say now, after the exciting expeditions, these are more stagnant. This is more, you would call it up and you want to look at a comic strip, a political cartoon. They're more still images now, where the cardboard was a little bit more of a virtual reality, kind of everything was stitched together. I hope that makes sense, if I'm saying that the right way. But these collections, they've done the work for you, and real teachers have made them. There's lesson plans around them, and of course, all the primary source documents are there. All right, now we're going to jump again. We're on a virtual field trip about virtual field trips. We're going to go over to the great people at Microsoft. Microsoft, a number of years ago, bought Skype, and they've done a really nice job of developing resources around the possibility of Skype in the classroom. And this was new to me as I prepped for this session, is that they now have virtual field trips, and they're all here, they're organized. And what I like about what Microsoft has done is they have created a good search for different things. But before we do that, I want to just step back for a minute. Look on the far right, host a virtual field trip. How cool would it be if you lived near something like one of my schools is right near a lock in the river. And wouldn't it be cool if they showed everybody what a lock is and go down, take pictures, and figure out how to do it? I have no idea how to make a virtual field trip, but I think it would be really fun to find out. I think students would really be very empowered that their field trip would reach a broader audience. I think that's exciting to think about, and something I hope to try with students soon. So there are 49 virtual field trips already, and more to come, I am sure. So you're studying penguins. Look at this. We get to go on a virtual field trip about penguins. So great new way to do research, explore, and wait, what's the best thing about going on a virtual field trip? You don't have to go on a bus. Yes, I'm all about that. All right. Now, Skype is, so the virtual field trips on Microsoft were new to me. Skype is not. I Skype all the time. As an author, I'm constantly Skyping into classrooms to talk about the writing process. You're welcome to contact me. I absolutely, as long as we can find time on my schedule, I'd love to Skype into your classroom. Write that as a note. I'm happy to do that. And if you haven't played a mystery Skype yet, that is so much fun. I happen to be in a pre-K ELL class, and they were getting ready for their mystery Skype the next day. So they asked me to sit in and play. And it was so funny because a mystery Skype, you have 20 questions. Yes, no questions. Yes, no. And of course, little kids, if you work with little kids, they don't know how to ask a yes, no question. They sure know how to tell you a story. But it was so fun, we practiced. Then we talked about strategies, and they decided that they would keep a map of the United States, and they were going to ask strategic questions. These are little kids that figured this out. For example, I think their first question was, does your state border an ocean? And the answer was no. Then they crossed out all those states. It was really so interesting. And then, so Mystery Skype, and then what your goal is to guess where in the United States they are. And so that's Mystery Skype. The middle one, talk with the guest speaker. It's basically like a matchmaking service that you can go ahead and go in there and say, I'd like a speaker about forest, I don't know, whatever. And you can go in there and hopefully connect with a guest speaker. Interesting, especially Microsoft, especially around the hour of code. They really did a great job of connecting you with computer science people. It was really interesting. And then the virtual field trip, which we talked about. All right, so the virtual field trip, so I just put across the top, virtual field trip science. And I will tell you, before you go out and search like I did, really kind of know what you want to find, because there's so many. It was really interesting what was out there. So just you can see, I just captured my Google search, and we have Education World with lesson plans, we have Discovery Education, we have all these things. And one of them was the 9 planets. So instead of you going out to organize all the resources around it, this was already made for you. Warning, some of the virtual field trips that I found are quite dated, and that's not bad, but remember, sometimes what goes on the internet never comes off, and that means some of the links, some of the information, might not be accurate, so make sure you kind of preview everything before you do it with students. I found some good ones, and I found some not so good ones. And so this one was a virtual farm, and I thought, wow, we have so many kids that have never been to a farm. But I was a little disappointed, and I only say that not as a criticism. It's just that this was one in particular that it was dated. And so I'm not be criticizing. I'm just saying. The other thing too is I wanted to note, one of the reasons I screenshot this is not to complain, but to also note that a lot of the virtual field trips, the older ones, needed Adobe Flash Player. If you are in an iPad environment, that is a problem because Flash is not in your iPad. So just kind of be thinking about the device that the students are going to be consuming on as you're looking for a virtual field trip. So that's really important. The Sierra Club, I thought this was interesting, and they have all different resources and things like that. But what I liked about this is everything was contained in one website, and everything was right there. It wasn't super interactive, but I thought it was just a nice kind of place to get started. You know, when we do research online, it's so hard because this student jumps over here and this jumps over here. It'd be nice to kind of keep everything in one container, if you will. PBS has a ton of different things. Again, very similar, where there's links and there's resources, lots of pictures and things like that. I forgot about the JSON Project, and I know a lot of teachers are still doing the JSON Project. The JSON Project does have a price tag to it, and there's a trial, but then there's an access. And I do know a number of the schools I'm working with, they've actually asked their educational foundations to tap into the JSON Project, as it's called. So that's just another one. That one's been out quite a long time, but they've done a good job of keeping up with the changes. Scholastic has so many. They used to have one, and I couldn't find it, where you could go to the Oval Office and you could sit in the chair and you put in your name, the student's name, and then their nameplate would be there. I couldn't find that, so I don't know if it's still there. But this one was interesting. The first Thanksgiving, this one's been updated. It's aligned to the Common Core state standards, and you might want to look at that as you are looking for virtual field trips. Again, I'm going to suggest know what you're looking for before you go look for it, because you will be as overwhelmed as I was thinking about this. So, starting points for your virtual field trip. Be thinking about your curricular area. Be thinking no bus, and think about no cost. We're going to virtually go somewhere. Now, I left out my email address and my Twitter handle. If you want me to Skype in, love to help you out. If you want to tell me about your virtual field trip, I'd love to hear it, and I'll be retweeting that everywhere. So my next, with my growth mindset, what I want to learn more about is I want to learn more about cardboard and expeditions. That's number one. And I want to work with students to see it really happen in a classroom, because just based on the video that you're going to now go watch, I think it's very exciting. Great possibilities. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed gathering the resources for you. Have a great day.